Hello guys, welcome back to another Ace and review series episode, or I actually forgot its name, I'm sorry. But today I'm going to be showcasing you guys the Defender Mark 1. So, the Defender Mark 1, it has been sold recently, well, like a couple of days ago, in the Black Friday event for 6,500 gold, and usually that's the price it goes for in the shop, which I think is a steal. So if you don't have the vehicle, well, I will showcase it in this video, but I think everyone needs to have it if you have the gold. Now the Defender Mark 1, as its looks suggests, is basically a Centurion copy, except it's better than the Centurion in every single possible way. Whereas the Centurion is probably one of the worst tier 8 mediums, the Mark 1 is probably the best one. It comes down to a couple of factors. Mainly, first of all, the gun. The gun on this thing is an auto reloader. It has 4 shells and they each deal 190 damage, which is very sweet. You basically have 800 damage in your clip, which is insane. You also have decent penetration numbers, although I am not running Cali on this vehicle because it has AP and APCR, which don't really benefit from Cali all that much. And so far I've been enjoying ventilation on it, but it might be worth using Cali, but even without Cali it has decent penetration. It has 2 seconds in between the shots, which is not so good, but it's not terrible either. It's like compared to the Lorraine, for example. Yeah, it has 2.5 seconds. It is not bad, it's decent. It's the same as the Barask, for example. Obviously that thing deals 320 damage, but it's still not that bad. Also, the gun handling is not terrible. In fact, it's pretty nice. It has 0.253 dispersion, but that's with refined. And it has decent aim time as well. So the gun handling is okay, you just need to wait a bit to let it, aim in. Its DPM's also not terrible, considering that it's an auto reloader, or an auto loader, sorry. It's not an auto reloader. And most importantly, it has 10 degrees of gun depression, which is crucial. You'll see why just in a second. And the mobility is decent on this thing. It's nothing, too quick, but it's as fast as any other tier 8 medium, basically. So now that this is out of the way, let me show you the armor, and then let's get into the back. And I'm going to quickly show you the Defender Mark 1's armor, which is very important about this vehicle. As you can see, it's very red. Even if we switch to premium rounds with Cali, so 270mm of penetration, which is pretty impressive for a tier 8 medium especially. As you can see, it's basically, besides the cheeks, it's kind of hard to penetrate it even on flat ground. And as you can see, the hatch, the cupola, is actually pretty troll because it's like got this very steep angle to it. So unless you hit it right in the middle, or maybe the roof, it's actually very hard to penetrate. And if it's using the gun depression, yeah, good luck trying to pen that. Now, as you can see, the whole armor is pretty terrible. Even with standard rounds, no Cali, it's 120mm. It's pretty terrible. I mean, you can even get hashed by like a Cobra or something like that, so keep that in mind. The hull is pretty weak. But with 10 degrees of gun depression, this armor is very impressive. Even the sides of the turret are pretty trollish. It has like this spaced part right here, and people oftentimes end up just shooting like heat rounds into it and get a bounce. So that's pretty nice. As for like maybe side scraping, I suppose somewhat actually can side scrape with this vehicle. As you can see, if it's like right around the corner, you kind of can side scrape with it. It's pretty decent. And again, it's mainly that gun depression that it's like, yeah, as you can see, when it's using 10 degrees, good luck trying to pan that even with 270 millimeters. Like, it is insane. And that's probably one of the best parts about the Mark1, that it can just, sure, it needs 6 seconds to unload its full clip, which is a lot, but it can also just sit on a ridge line and do that because it has close to impenetrable third armor, which is a key factor in why this vehicle is so good. So now that this is out of the way, let's get into the game. The replay I'm about to show you is actually currently I think in this season, the 6th or 5th highest damage in the Mark1. Yeah, you'll see the battle. It's pretty insane. It's like close to a record number. Now, I look at the teams when we first spawn down, and I can see that the enemy has 2 tier 9 mediums and we have 2 tier 9 heavies. So there's no point for me to go on the medium flank because we'll just die immediately. And as you can see, I think it's our AP AMX who goes there. He'll have a pretty short life, to say the least. And also our E75 and VK are camping in the bushes. Very terrible start to the game. And yeah, like 30 seconds into the battle, he's already dead. So I spot the T-34. Now the reason why I come here is pretty simple, because I can use my gun depression and I can just, you know, bully them with my pretty strong turret. Now this was a bad play by me. I shouldn't have exposed my hole because he can't pen. Even the T-34 with its insane penetration has a hard time going through the turret, which is pretty crazy. But the thing is, I'm at this point, yeah, like even the VK dies, we're 0-2 down. At this point I'm thinking we are 100% losing this game. Also, you can see the great gun handling working on this vehicle. That was an unlucky shot. But at this point I'm just like, okay, we 100% lost this. I just need to get some damage out, so that's why I kinda, you know, expose my tank to him and just, I wanna farm him. I don't care if I get like shot once or like twice. So at this point I'm just thinking of, you know, actually killing him. I load the premium because even with 2 shells I couldn't kill him with standard rounds, so we're up to 1600 damage already because we farmed the T-34, but the battle itself is looking pretty terrible. And again, you should never think that a game is 100% lost. This would be a great example as to why. But if I would have been a little more, you know, patient and smarter, I wouldn't have exposed my hull to T-34 and I would have had full HP at this point. I captured the base to make sure we're not going to lose zone points, and yeah, the gun handling, the second shot was pretty terrible, but you saw the first shot, like you have to aim in, and even when you aim in, the gun can troll a little bit. And that's especially hurtful, you know, on an auto-loader gun like this, because every time you shoot, the bloom goes, you know, boom, and it's very hard to hit your follow-up shots after your first one. Now at this point I'm just looking to get some free shots into the gun also trolled there. You can see that it's not the best at certain situations. But at this point I realized that my team's camping in the back, so the best thing I can do is just maybe provide a crossfire to them and help them out. So that's why I came here. Obviously I could have just tried to flank the enemy, but they would have turned on me and killed me pretty easily. I get 2 cheeky free shots into the AMX, but since I was spotted, I immediately pull back because I know otherwise they'd just kill me instantly. You know, they have like the standard B, the Batchat, probably the Chimera all in the back just waiting to shoot me. So I immediately pull back after those 2 shots. And I spot the Emil as well, so I try to get some shots into him immediately because he's a big problem. Actually don't know how I hit that shot, but I did end up hitting him because he's a big problem. He's basically sandwiching our team right now, especially our AMX, so I need to get rid of him first. So as you can see, I'll try to focus him down. And I spot the E10, I'm fine with it. At this point I just want to kill the Emil, otherwise we're in big trouble. And even the standard B ends up shooting me, and even the E10 actually penetrates me. So that's pretty unfortunate. We lose a lot of HP there, but we actually even hit our on the move shot on the standard B, which is pretty sweet. Now we're up to 3,700 damage, which is already pretty impressive. But it's 3 versus 3 at this point, and we do have a decent amount of HP, but they also have a tier 9 medium and a full HP E10, which is very not good. So at this point I'm thinking of trying to kill the Chimera because I can in one full clip and just use my gun depression. Now this was also a bad play by me. I shouldn't have exposed myself like that because I overexposed my hole, and even though he couldn't penetrate my turret, he killed. Well, he didn't kill me, but he actually penetrated me right into the hole. So that was a bit of a bad play by me, but I wanted to kill him 100% because I could, and I knew I had to. But as you can see, the E10 is full HP and I'm one-shottable to him. And we even spot the standard B, which is nice that he's not flanking right now, but the E10 is a big threat because he can just kill me in one shot. He's not the best player, so yeah, he ends up ricocheting me because I was only exposing my turret there, which is pretty important. At this point I'm thinking of pulling back, mainly because we're going to win on points, so I just have to survive. Now the E10 could have killed me thrice probably there, like 3 times, but he's not very good. He's not thinking about me, which is unfortunate for him. At this point I pulled back into a pretty safe position. I'm just looking to see if I can get some shots into him. There's one, and I don't know where the shell went, and there's 2. And it's only the standard B left. It's 3 versus 1 at this point. We are already 5,200 damage, which is very good. We're thinking of trying to get some more, get a bit more aggressive. The T71 penetrates him 3 times, which is unfortunate for my damage, but oh well. I get a bit too over-eager at this point, trying to get the 5 kills, and yeah, gun depression ends up trolling me at the last moment. I should have just stayed back there around that spot and just let, you know, maybe the team do the rest, or just be a bit more patient and get the kill on him. So we only get 4 kills in the end. We also end up getting 5,200 damage, which I think is pretty nice. Well, I'll show you in a second how good that is. But yeah, we got a top gun, high caliber, a mastery badge, a tanker, which is pretty nice. This was also in a tier 9 match, by the way. And as you can see, even though the match was basically lost from minute 1, we managed to actually clutch it out. As you can see, I mean, I dealt like as much damage as my entire team together. I mean, our tier 9 VK was terrible. I mean, even the E75 was, yeah, very bad player. But as you can see, the E10, yeah, he was, although he wasn't that bad of a player, especially looking at his stats, but he was a bit lost there. But probably the standard B could have clutched them this game, but he was also a mediocre player at best. But this is what the Mark 1 really does well. You know, when you have time to just peekaboo on your unload your clip and go right back into cover. Use your, 10 degrees of gun depression, your third armor. I showcased that in this battle. It just is an amazing piece of vehicle, and it's very, very strong in the right situation. The playstyle is simple. Again, you just peek with your, only your turret, use your 10 degrees of gun depression, unload your clip, go back into hiding, and then repeat over and over again. You can even be pretty aggressive with this vehicle because of the armor you actually have and the clipping potential. I mean, you can basically kill any tier 8 or maybe even some tier 9s from half HP just with your clip, which is insane. But be aware that when you actually unload your clip, you're very vulnerable. So you always want to have at least a couple of teammates, you know, covering your back in case they decided to rush you. But yeah, that was the Defender Mk1. I think if you have the chance to get this vehicle, I think it's a must because it's such a fun and great vehicle. I mean, if you just look at my stats, um, yeah, I have like 2.4k average damage, 64% win ratio, only although in 25 battles, but it's a very strong vehicle. I really enjoy this vehicle. It really suits my playstyle, and it's super fun. A lot of people, you know, say that it's a bit, you know, boring vehicle to play. It's very one-dimensional, but in my opinion, it's very, very fun, and it's very cool looking as well. It also has that cool engine sound. Yeah, I think it's a great vehicle. It's for 6,000 gold. It's a steal. Even I think it would worth like, I think it's easily worth like, I don't know, even 10,000 gold, but for some reason Wargaming actually is selling it for very cheap price basically all the time now. So if it ever comes back, I heavily suggest you pick one of these up because it's a very, very fun vehicle. How good actually that battle was. If you go into the Hall of Fame on blitzstars and select tier 8 and British, and we look at the Defender Mk1, there I am with number 6, which is pretty nice. We're actually only like 100 damage short from being like 4th and maybe even being 3rd, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. But even if you actually just go and look at all-time statistics for this vehicle or records, as you can see, we're not even that far off. Well, I mean, we are somewhat far off, like 700 damage off from number 10, but this is all time. Like, this was 2 years ago, even 3 years ago now. Like, some of these battles are even 5 years old, or like, no, actually 4 years old, I'm sorry. But as you can see, this was a pretty strong battle in the vehicle, and again, in 2024, which is a whole year, this was, at least on blitzstars, the 6th highest damage in this vehicle, which I'm pretty proud of, you know, especially since I don't have that many battles in it. So yeah, that just goes to show how good this vehicle is, and again, if you have the chance to pick it up, I heavily suggest it. So yeah, and also if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and leave a like down below because that would help me out a ton.